Do it. PrymalChaos. Hey guys, PrymalChaos here. Welcome to the channel. So, as many of you know, this channel takes me on wild rabbit hole, wild goose chases all the time, where I'll do a video and it'll spark an investigation into a particular genre or a catalog of a particular artist. And I go down rabbit holes, and you know, the next video will pull me in a completely different direction. But there's certain bands that I always like to get back to and check in on and see what's happened in the last 6 months since I looked at them. And one of those key bands is definitely Band-Maid. Also, you guys know I love Guitaric Spin as well. They're overdue for a check-in, but today it's Band-Maid's time. Someone in the comments mentioned it to me that it's been a minute since I looked at these guys, and they did right. And the second I heard that, I'm like, I got some spare time on Wednesday. I'm going to jump right in and check that out. So I don't know what this one is at Shambles. Again, I've lost complete objectivity on, you know, what's happening with these guys. Are they releasing new records? Is this off an album that's just come out? I don't know. Fill me in the comments, because like I said, it's been months since I looked at these guys. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. It might have even been a year or more since I looked at them. I've done that many videos now, I can't even remember anymore. But I'm definitely interested to see what Misa and the gang has up their sleeve. I'm hoping for something a bit rocky, because I feel like that's where they really shine, something that drives, a bit punchy. But, you know, the one thing they always seem to bring is a lot of character. And from memory of the other reactions I've done, is there's always like a strong melodic component, incredible creativity, and the fact that they work so cohesively as a unit to make sure that the song is always served rather than everybody gets to like show off. That's my lasting memories from the other Band-Maid videos I've done. But anyway, I'm going to jump right in. But before I do, I just want to say this video today is brought to you in part by Enchroma. Enchroma make glasses for colorblind people like myself. So if you or anyone you know thinks you might be colorblind, click the link in the description. It'll take you to their website where you can get a free eye test. And while you're there, find out what kind of deficiency you might have, and you might be able to pick up a pair of lenses that'll help you see the world a little bit more like everyone else. I'm a huge fan. I wear mine every day. Let's jump right into the reaction. Here we go. Band-Maid Shambles, official music video. Okay, this is some Motorhead type shit. I like it. God, the drumming is intense. Is it still a Akane? Yeah. Do it. Yeah, come on. All right, before we get into the next verse, I'm just going to stop it there. Wow, okay, so this is some like balls to the wall, flat out drop D kind of chuggy rhythm, like riff energy going on, and I'm here for it. It's really cool. That's one of the things I was, you know, I sort of hadn't really remembered, is that the interesting thing about Band-Maid is they can tend to be, in these sort of fast-paced sort of songs, tend to be hyperactive, and like it's almost like every split second of the song has to have something to connect to. There's always something, but the way that they distribute that amongst themselves is really tasteful, and it allows them to maintain a really cool energy that seems creative throughout the entire piece. I love that, you know, as usual, and it's fairly typical with like metal and rock from Japan, melody is the key, right? As much as they're just playing like just textural kind of rhythmic chuggy sort of Motorhead style riffs, there's always flair in there. There's always like an octave shift on the bass, or some sort of cool little run or lick or something, or you know, they'll lean into the drums a little bit for just a passage, and then of course the melodies, the vocal melodies are, you know, distinctly Japanese as well. It always just invokes or it evokes like Japanese cartoons or anime theme songs and things like that, which is really cool. I think it's just ingrained in who they are. Like maybe it's a cultural thing based on traditional Japanese melodies and things like that. I don't know, but it always has like a really cool flow to it and a really sort of dramatic sort of melodic dynamics to it. You know what I mean? It sort of shifts in interesting ways. Yeah, but anyway, let's jump back in. I'm going to jump back a little bit to sort of lead into this next verse. I love that little lick. Oh, nice. Come on, man. Again, exactly what it needed. Come on, man. Do it. I love it. Oh my God. So, look, I was so transfixed by everything that was happening on screen and the intensity of the song. I didn't really get to read the lyrics that much. So help me out. If you know what the song's about, just let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. I'm certain it's just got that sort of like energy of just like kicking ass, really. That's because that's what the song's implying, right? Like sonically, it's just implying straight up. And what I mentioned earlier about like, it's balls to the wall, and they very rarely leave gaps. If the singer's singing, it's kind of all the way through that part until maybe there's a band break or something. And whenever Seiki's not singing, then, you know, somebody will be doing like a backing vocal to sort of fill that gap. It just, they leave nothing to chance. There's nowhere to breathe. It's just intensity the whole time. And what I love about it too is right at the very start, once the music starts, you get exactly the impression from the music video about what you're about to experience, because you've got like, again, this sort of Motorhead type riff, and then this really feminine energy of this imagery right here of these little chorus shoe kind of high heels and stockings and things like that. And you're like, that's kawaii kind of cutesy energy. And then you've got like, and you're just like, what am I about to get myself into? And it delivers on every front. Like, again, it's just powerful. It's energetic. It's got like a lot of texture. I don't know how they squeeze everything into the soundscape. In fact, my only regret with this whole thing is that I can hear the compression, because so much is going on. I don't mean the compression from the mix. I mean the compression from YouTube, or the fact that they've put it on there as an MP3 or whatever. The bit rate doesn't seem high enough to be able to accurately provide the detail for the entire sonic frequency. I'm hearing a little bit of sort of artifacting because they're just so intense. There's so much going on. And again, that's no shade on Band-Maid. That's not their fault. That's just the nature of compression of streamed media, right? But you can, if you turned up and listened to it on good headphones, you can hear how it's the song is being restricted a little bit by the technology, and that sort of sucks. But it doesn't diminish the energy of the song at all or anything like that. That's just a pet peeve of myself, because I could hear it. I was kind of going, oh, is that something? You can sort of hear it. You can hear it just like, it's not distortion, but it's just like, it's like the song's sort of pushing against the edges of the bit rate or something like that. I don't know. Did not affect my enjoyment of the song whatsoever. I'm not one of those pedantic dudes who are like, I mean, I'd listen to this on an iPhone and mono speaker and still love it, right? Boy, oh boy, man. I haven't had the opportunity to go to any of these bands sort of shows as yet, but I'd definitely love to check out Band-Maid, because I feel like you'd leave that show like feeling like you were a wrung out towel. You know what I mean? Just lying on the floor, just with no energy left, because they just come at you with like a tour de force. And again, I know people in the comments are going to jump in and say, you don't understand, Band-Maid are a genre. They have a million different song styles and stuff like that. What I'm getting at is this is the kind of energy I really like from them, right? Because it's got that punk attitude. It's just brutal. It's energetic. It's a kick in the ass. And I don't know if it's that no one can deliver it quite like these guys, or just the fact that it's coming out of these guys just gives it more intensity, because it feels unusual. Like when you think of songs like this, I keep on bringing up Motorhead just because that rhythm, the drop D sort of riff at the start kind of just reminds me. But when you think about songs like this, you picture someone like Lemmy. You know what I mean? Some dude with a denim jacket, rides a motorbike. He's got a handlebar moustache, always wears shades inside, long stringy hair and a cigarette. That's what I picture. But then I look and I see this Lolita fashion scape of like just ultra feminism. And I don't mean feminism, but I mean like it's a very feminist, a very feminine look, I should say. And you're like, where is this energy coming from? And I don't mean that to sound sexist. I'm not implying in any way that people, like anybody, can't create this music. In fact, some of the coolest rock bands I've witnessed personally live in the underground scene have been all female bands that they just want to prove that they can do it just as good. And in doing so, they end up being better. You know, I really don't know. Maybe it's just that they're just taken away by the rock and roll. Who knows? I'm not a woman. I don't know the experience. However, you can't deny that there's this weird mental juxtaposition going on of like, I'm seeing something and I'm hearing something, and it's kind of this topsy-turvy thing. And it's super compelling and super interesting. And again, that doesn't take away anything from the fact that they're just really good songwriters and they just write songs that really boot ass. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I checked in, because I'm feeling it right now. I feel like this was a really good choice. Just the energy was great. I'm in a better mood now for having heard it. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Thanks for recommending this one. And again, I'll get back to everybody who's watching this going, well, when are you going to do such and such? I will eventually. The problem is I don't have a lot of time to devote to the channel. I wish I had way more. And, you know, my release schedule is such that sometimes even if I do this today, it might not come out for like 3 or 4 weeks, you know. So whatever, we'll get around to it. Just hang tight. Check out the reactions you're interested in. Maybe even check out a couple that you think you're not interested in, and maybe you'll be surprised, because I know I am. Every reaction I do, I'm a little bit surprised by what I see. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate every one of you. If you feel like I've brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just by buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description. Or like, share, follow, subscribe. If you're on any Band-Maid pages or anything, feel free to drop this in there. I would really appreciate that. I'm currently trying to build the profile of this channel a little bit more, because I want to get into doing more interviews and things like that. And you need a certain amount of cachet to be able to pull that off. If you haven't already, I've done an interview with the singer from Enter Shikari, a British band that are amazing, by the way. Raul Reynolds. It was a really interesting and compelling interview. That's on my channel. The more eyeballs on that, the more chance I'll have of maybe getting around to talking to somebody like these guys. I don't know. We'll see. But your support helps immeasurably. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.